Good day, welcome back to my neck of the woods. My name is Dika, where I'm here to share my experiences, my knowledge, and hoping to lessen your learning curve along the way. So today I'm going to talk about something that's very, very controversial. And I just want to make something clear right out in the front. I'm a hunter, and I am for hunting. But I think at some points, some people's intentions go astray, and I think that for some people, hunting is wrong. So before I get started, please subscribe to my page, like my videos, and make some comments. And there's another thing I want to mention at the beginning of this. I never tell people what they get when they're subscribing to my page. So here's a little insight. I do a lot of product reviews, a lot of them, on things that I enjoy, and they're sort of, I guess they're biased, but they're not affiliated, they're raw, and I'm going to tell you what I think of the item. There are many items that I don't like that I talk about, and there's many items that I do like, but I'm just going to sort of an unfiltered review. I do a lot of product reviews, and I'm trying to get on pro staff for some of the companies that I like. Fourth Arrow is one of them, with their hunting equipment for filming. Another thing is I'm on my kayak a lot fishing, and I'm out in the field hunting. I hunt turkey mostly and deer, and I'm always trying to improve my video quality, and I'm always getting new equipment. I'm always upgrading my equipment, and I'm always trying to make a better video. You'll see the progression. I've been at this a little over a year, and it started with just my phone, and then I've upgraded to use the GoPro a lot, and I use some video cameras. So, and I'm going to do things like that, all types of videos like that. And overall, I want to do things that educate people. I'm beyond the beginner stage, so I want to be able to help people lessen their learning curve along the way. All right, so that gives you an idea of what you get when you subscribe. I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I don't want to take up too much of this video talking about that. So today I'm going to talk about hunting. Why is it right and why is it wrong? From my perspective, it's almost always right for me, because I think my intentions are good, and I'm always a hunter. I've always been a sportsman, kind of a conservationist first, and then like a sportsman and a hunter afterwards, because hunting, as people who hunt, as long as they educate themselves about, say it's deer or whatnot, I mean, most hunters know more about deer than anyone, except for like a wildlife biologist or something like that. You're going to know more than PETA, however you want to pronounce it. You're going to know more than them about a deer's life, what it eats, where it goes, where it moves, and we get better at it every year. We're always educating ourselves because we want to get better at it. You know, like I have a goal this year that I want to get a mature buck. That's I have no trouble getting deer every year. I have no trouble finding deer. I usually get multiple deer every year. But I contacted someone to maybe mentor me and give me some insight as to what I can do differently to get a big buck or see more mature deer on purpose. All right? So I think it's important to talk about and bring out in the open what's right and what's wrong about hunting. There are many people that are against hunting. There are a lot of bad hunters out there that give the good hunters a bad rap. And this is what I'm talking about. I think it's based, ethics. We talk about ethics a lot. And I think a lot of times ethics only exists on social media. No one really talked about ethics until we had social media, until we had Facebook and Instagram and all these things where people can sort of bully you. If one person says you're a hack and that's bad, there's going to be a whole other slew of other people that are ready to get on that bandwagon for whatever reason. I think there is ethics in hunting, but I think it's based on your intentions. Your intentions of why you're there. If you're sitting in a tree stand or going out to just kill animals and leave them for dead, or if you're solely doing it for sport, or I think trophy hunting can be unethical unless there's some conservation piece to it. Unless it's some sort of population control or there's too much of one, and the conservationists or the wildlife believe that they need to be hunted. I personally, I'm not a trophy hunter, but I think that just because we have different point of views, I think that we should bring it out in the open and we should talk about it, and we should, you know, just talk about it more and get things out in the open and stop judging people. Stop judging people that we don't know. And I'm speaking about anti-hunters. Anti-hunters are notorious for causing or promoting violence towards hunters because they promote violence. It doesn't make sense to me at all. Most hunters that I know, and ones that I even I look up to or I want to mentor me, they're conservationists first, and then they're hunters second. So try to keep that in mind as far as the intentions. And of course, I encourage everyone to engage in this conversation and leave a comment below. I will get to every single comment, and I'll give you my insight and my opinion on it, and I don't want this to be a fight. I think a lot of this is geared towards anti-hunters, and I want them to see this so maybe they can understand a little better. Or people that are on the fence about it, you know, they just don't know. I think that people just should stop judging other people because of what they do. I mean, in the world today, not just hunting, I mean, everything in life, we're all being judged. We're all under the microscope. And I think a lot of hunters out there, they're not doing wrong by hunting. You know, there are people out there that just want to kill animals, and there are people out there that are poaching, and there are people out there that don't want to follow the laws or the regulations of hunting. And I think that those are the people that give it sort of this bad rap, you know? So what do we know about hunters? What do we know? We know that we take a lot of time and a lot of education, and for what? I mean, 99% of the time when we leave the woods, I'm going to say deer hunting, right? 99% of the time when we leave the woods, we're empty-handed. You know, how many deer? I mean, I got 3 deer last year. That's the first time I've ever gotten 3 deer. Most times I get 1, maybe 2. You know, and I'm 100% happy with that. And here in Massachusetts, the deer season is 3 months. It's from October to beginning of October, like usually the second week in October, to December 31st. So not even 3 months. So you got to take that into account. And I'm putting in the time for my deer hunts all season, except the least amount of time I put in is for summer. You know, so hunters, what they do a lot of times, they take 100% responsibility for the food that they eat. That's kind of like the argument. But is it true? Is it true? I mean, they say, well, you know, I eat the food and that's why I hunt. You know, I eat the food. I eat deer meat, but I also eat Pop-Tarts. I love blueberry flavored Pop-Tarts. So it's not true across the board. You know, so I mean, I eat some processed foods. Some people eat very, very clean. I'm not one of those. I'm still a little fat and chubby in the inside. And there's another thing that people have to get straight. Hunting is not killing. It's not this bloodbath where we celebrate the death of an animal. We don't. I mean, you see some high fives, and you know, but I think that's just like validating all the effort that you put in to do it. And a lot of it's very social too. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong in that. I don't think, like I said, why is it right and why is it wrong? I think the only reason it's wrong is based on your intentions. There are people out there that have bad intentions. There are people out there that just want to torture animals. There are people out there that just want to kill animals. There are people out there that just want to see animals suffer. You know, and that is why I see a lot of the wrong. All right, so I think that hunting, for the most part, is completely or extremely misunderstood. And that's why it gives people this bad rap. They think that we're out there with weapons and we're causing all these crazy deaths and people are getting shot, and I really don't know where they're getting their numbers from. There are accidents every year in every state that, you know, people do get shot during gun season. But those are also, they go in that category of why hunting is wrong. If you're gonna, I mean, I'm not a gun owner and I'm not a gun guy, but I'm 100% bow hunting. But lots of my friends own firearms, and they all say the same thing. If you're gonna own it, you got to be responsible for it. You can't go and shoot at bushes that are moving, you know, because you might shoot a person, because there are people out there too. You know, but we put in, as hunters, we put in the work, we put in the education, we put in the time, we put in the love, the passion that most hunters that I know, it's a release for them. It is a way of life. Everywhere I go, we talk about, it always comes up that I'm a hunter. Now, whether or not I bring it up or someone just figures it out, it's always, oh, I was in my yard and I saw a coyote. And then all of a sudden, I have all this information and knowledge about a coyote. And people are astonished at how much information I know about wildlife. And it's because of hunting. It's because I spend time in the woods, lots of time in the woods, getting to know the woods, getting to know what's in the woods, and getting to know why things move around. And I'm not alone. I mean, there are tons of hunters doing the exact same thing, and their education, it's like school, their education gets better every season, or every year, or every month, depending on how into it you are. But most people that I know that are into deer hunting, they're into it. They're really into it. So take from this what you want. If you did click on this and you're still watching, thank you very much. I would like to see some comments of what people think about why it's right and why it's wrong. And I'm sure there are other hunters out there that think the exact same as me. Sometimes it is wrong, and sometimes people are wrong. And I think the more we talk about it and the more we get the education out there, I think hopefully things will be better. But it seems like the anti-hunters are growing, and the people that are hunting are sort of dying off. You know, I mean, there's a lot of hunters in Massachusetts, a lot of deer hunters in Massachusetts, but it seems like there's less and less every year. There's less and less new people moving into it, and there are other people giving it up. So, food for thought. Why do you think it's right? Why do you think it's wrong? I want to hear it down in the comments, and it may give me an idea for another video to talk about. I know I didn't get too specific in here. I wanted to kind of be an intro as to why it's right and why it's wrong, but you know it's based on intentions. That's what I think anyway. All right, please subscribe to my page, like my videos, and make some comments. Ring that bell to alert you of any new videos I got coming out. All right. In the meantime, be well, and I hope to see you again. Bye.